Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. J here at Libs Chiropractic. I have Eric Townsend here. He is a friend of mine and a personal injury attorney here in San Diego. How you doing today, Eric?
Hey, I'm doing good, Dr. J. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Perfect weather outside. I think it might be a golf afternoon. So what I want to do today is talk about what Eric does for a living, both with personal injury, and he does a little extra thing that I think is really important these days with businesses. So we'll talk about that, what your thoughts about COVID is with business going forward, and you've been adjusted by me before, and just talk about a little about your benefits that you received with that. So let's get right into it and tell us a little bit about what you do, Eric.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. J. Yeah, I'm a personal injury attorney. I help people that have been injured in accidents. Whoever the responsible party is, that's, my clients are going to be bringing a claim against that person, typically through their insurance carrier. And it's because that person did something wrong. They didn't follow the duties that they're required to follow in society and make sure they're staying safe and make sure they're keeping people safe. So when those things happen, I represent the injured party.
Mhm.
And that's what we do. So I'm with the Law Eagles. That's the name of the firm. And we also represent clients for insurance bad faith cases.
Yeah, I'd
These
like
are
to
in
tell us a little bit more about that, please.
Perfect. Yeah. These are in relationship to people that are filing claims with their insurance carriers. And those claims are either denied, they're underpaid, the insurance carrier isn't acting properly through the claims process. And this is especially important right now with the COVID-19, what's going on with the business interruption losses. So that is another thing I'm helping clients with. That's a very specific, and it's very, very narrowly tailored to this situation, what's going on with all these denials for businesses.
Yeah.
And it's really important that businesses understand, that if they do have coverage, if they have the appropriate coverage, that when they actually submit their claims, it's done the right way. I would highly recommend not filing a claim on your own. You should really do it to an attorney. You should talk to an attorney before you do it,
Right.
because the way you file a claim can affect the outcome of your claim.
And you said that you are offering free reviews of their policy, and it takes you like 5 minutes, and it'll let them know
Oh
if they
yeah,
have coverage or not, right? So
absolutely.
what are some of the best ways for them to reach out to you, please?
They can reach out to me. Go to my website. It's the Law Eagles. They can go to thelaweagles.com. That's a good way to reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. Look up Law Eagles on Facebook. They can find me there. My phone number is 858-634-0099. They can reach me at that number. Yeah, and it's a real quick review. It's
Awesome.
basically, yeah, I just go through it, look at the different policy provisions. There are some cases where there's exclusions for viruses in policies. And in those instances, I'm not necessarily one of the attorneys that's going to want to take those cases, because basically all the attorneys that are taking those cases are just waiting for the government to say, hey, insurance carriers, we know it's excluded, but we're going to cover you anyways. There's some arguments that can be made that I don't think are very strong.
Yeah.
And I don't think if the insurance carriers are forced, if they're not forced to pay out on these claims, those claims are basically, I don't think, I think that it's going to be a very hard case to take forward.
Right.
And if the government does say, hey, pay these out, just go ahead and file the claim at that, go ahead and move forward with your claim at that time. Yeah.
Right.
Why? I feel like a bottom feeder trying to take a claim where someone can get paid out just by waiting on their own for the government to say they're agreeing to it.
Awesome. Really
But the ones where they do have coverage, the ones where there's no exclusions for that, I want to jump on those right away, and I want to do the right thing and get the client, worked up, figure out the right facts, make sure the right facts are there, and then go back to their insurance carrier if they filed a claim and it's been denied, refute the stance that the insurance carrier is taking to deny the claim.
Mm-hmm. And
if they haven't filed a claim, I want to put their case together and the facts together the right way to make sure that right from the get-go it's done the right way. And that's that's a big problem right now, because a lot of people that are insured are filing claims with their insurance carriers, and they're being told to just file a claim and see what happens. And that's not the way to do it.
Right. You got to get everything in order. So my question is, can any business do this, or is it just tailored to certain businesses?
Any business can do it. Obviously they have to have business interruption coverage. So that's with your normal business insurance policy. You're going to have that potentially, as part of your coverage.
Right.
Most companies do. Most companies do have that.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's super important right now.
Definitely.
What do you think the world of, let's talk specifically about personal injury, because that's what I work with here in our office. What do you think the world is going to look like? I know it's slowed down the personal injury world because there's just not many accidents right now, but 6 to 12 months from now, do you see personal injury picking up, altering into a different world? I know you mentioned that there's some personal injury attorneys that are starting to do other forms of law because personal injury dried up so much. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do have some thoughts on that. I think personal injury is definitely slowed down. It's like probably down 70-80% from where it was before. Yeah. It's way down. It's definitely, we're seeing a lot less, much fewer accidents, injuries as a result of people not being on the roads, not going out to restaurants, not, doing those types of things.
Right.
I still think premises liability is going to be something that continues in the future. Dog bites are going to continue in the future. There's going to be some of those areas that still remain strong, with a number of accidents and injuries that happen in those. For cars, I think there's two things that are going to happen. One, there's going to be a lot less driving going on because of everything's happening with COVID, and I don't see that changing. I see the new normal we're going into being one where people work remotely and they're working from home. So I don't see a lot of people driving in the near future. In addition to that, I also see a lot of the vehicles people are going to be using are going to be driverless in the next 10 years. Yeah. So in 10, 15 years from now, if it's driverless, there's going to be even fewer accidents. And then for those attorneys that are doing personal injury that have less claims, a lot of them, I'm seeing a lot of attorneys that work predominantly in personal injury, and that's all they work in. All of a sudden, they're starting to reach over into business interruption cases, and it's kind of troubling. The bad faith cases that have to do with insurance claims, the case law on it and the battle that you go through with the insurance carrier is completely different than what you go through in personal injury.
Yeah.
It's contractually based, whereas personal injury is all based on tort. So you're dealing with two completely different areas of law.
Sure.
And when you're dealing with business interruptions and you're dealing with these very, very nuanced arguments about, coverage provisions and exclusionary provisions and, exceptions to exclusions and things of that nature.
Yeah.
It gets really complicated and it gets really confusing, and there's really confusing case law out there. And the worst thing that can happen for me as a bad faith insurance attorney for doing these types of cases is to have somebody go create bad case law that now hurts my clients, hurts their cases.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
And it happens.
That's a scary thing.
Happens a lot in this. Yeah, it is.
I imagine that's definitely a scary thing. I didn't even think about that part. So let's talk a little bit about your health. I want to talk about not only chiropractic, but you've lost quite a bit of weight, and tell us about your journey with that.
Yeah, it was a long journey. One of the steps was working with you back, I think it was about 3 years ago. I think I started doing some chiropractic work with you. It was a pretty long period. You did these adjustments. It felt great. It really got me into alignment. And then after I got into alignment, I started working out more. I started being more active. And then last year, I really dove into it and I decided, hey, I really want to be healthy. So I started looking at not only my physical, well-being in regards to making sure I'm aligned and making sure that I started looking at my actual, what I'm eating, what I'm taking in.
Yeah.
And I know you're a big proponent of eating healthy.
Yeah.
So that's what I started doing. I just started eating really healthy and lost like 55 pounds.
Yeah. I remember there was a time frame where I didn't see you for, let's call it like 6 months. And I literally did not recognize you walking down the street when we were meeting for lunch. That was awesome. Yeah. I mean, my goal and my purpose is to educate people how to be as naturally healthy as possible. I obviously believe chiropractic is a huge component of that, but exercise, proper nutrition, and proper mental exercises and thinking is super important for all of that. And you are an awesome testament to what really can take place when you start feeding your body mentally and physically properly.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Um,
I think it's really important too. And I've been telling people stuff you've been putting out online,
yeah,
the stuff that had to do with the immune system and, having adjustments that help with that. I'm
right,
a true believer that, your spinal cord, it is the information system for your entire,
right.
it's the front side bus for your whole entire body.
It's
It's where all the data.
the
Yep.
master control system. Everyone has a
Master.
nervous system that controls everything.
Yep. And it's crazy, but the body, the parts of the body that your nervous system controls is everything. So it's
Yep.
like, I don't think people get that when they think about that stuff. They don't realize how getting in alignment is going to affect your, help you when it comes to, diseases and things like that, but it does.
These days, too many people are reactive with their health. Wait for
Yes.
something, wait for an accident, wait for a slip, wait to wake up with their headache, whatever that may be. I promote, and what my goal going forward is promoting proactivity. Again, starting with chiropractic, exercise, proper nutrition, and the more positively think, meditation, reading, whatever that might be, going golfing. Like that's my form of meditation, getting out with nature, reconnecting, getting some negative ions in the system. All good
Definitely.
stuff.
That's my favorite type of meditation, golfing.
For sure. Well, thanks for joining us today, Eric. I really appreciate that information. Definitely helping some businesses be able to review some of their policies and hopefully get them some money that they very well need and deserve right now. One final time, best way for people to reach you, just so we have that.
Best way to reach me, go onto Facebook, look up the Law Eagles, look up Law Eagles, you'll find me. If you want to call me, my number is 858-634-0099. If you go online, I have, it's thelaweagles.com. There's an 800 number on there if you want to call through the 800 number.
Sure.
And, I'm ready to help with either, the claim side with insurance or with personal injury. Just reach out. It's really important too with personal injury. And I always like to say this whenever I'm doing an interview.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with personal injury, if you've been in an accident, you need to get treatment right away. You cannot wait on treatment. And you also need to get treatment through the right people that know how to handle accidents.
Yes.
Because if you go to Kaiser, if you go to your primary medical provider, they're going to give you treatment, but it's not necessarily how someone would treat in an accident.
Yep.
So I think it's really important that, people go to the right place. So if that's you, definitely reach out to either Dr. J or myself, and we can help get you on the right path.
Well, I think that you have dropped some awesome education nuggets here, and hopefully we can help a lot of people through this.
Absolutely.
Hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for joining me, and hopefully we can do another one soon and we can dive into some more topics.
Hell yeah, definitely. And thank you, Dr. J, for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to see you, and if I can be of help in any way, just let me know.
My pleasure. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.